Hi, my name's Jen. Welcome to my channel, All of My Plants. Today I have more plant chores. I have some repotting. I also have this little terrarium here that I'm going to try to pot some stuff up in, which is actually coming out of the jar that it's been in for years. This stuff. So yeah, that's it's mostly Philodendron brantianum that's left in here, but there's some other stuff going on. None of it has really gotten good light, good water, or fair treatment. So I am going to attempt to do something with this. As a matter of fact, I think that's the first thing I'm going to do is sort that out. This is just my soil bin here. I'm moving it out of the way for now. Okay, I guess you can kind of see my jar here. But yes, this is crooked. Stop looking at it. The outlet. Alright. My pellet stove is making a bizarre sound. I just took it apart and serviced it earlier. I don't think I did something right. I mean, it's working. I don't know if you can hear the noise, but it's making some noise. I think what I'm going to do is chop this up and just plant it in here and let it go crazy. The brantianum. I think that's the plan. In here, it's just dirty moss. It's my normal soil mix, just kind of thrown in with some sphagnum moss. Like, this thing has been going nuts in here. I don't even know where the end of it is. Gosh. I wonder if it's split any, or if this is just one vine that's kind of all tangled together. Oh no, it has split. Or maybe I planted more than one in here. I don't really remember. Oh, I'm tearing things up, I know it. Oh, there's a third one, it looks like, right here. So I don't know how much this is going to like being exposed to actual air. I don't really take the lid off. It might get knocked off sometimes, but otherwise it just sits. It's such a pretty plant. I mean, maybe not this one, but brantianum in general I think is a very pretty philodendron. I don't have much luck with it. I have some growing back there in Leca, and it doesn't look good. If I remember, I will take a picture before I start editing this. Come on now. Okay. But yeah, I think this is cuttings actually from that plant that I stuck in here. Probably about 3 years ago, maybe? At least 2, I'm not sure. Oh, look, we're getting it unraveled slowly but surely. The jar's starting to look kind of empty, can you see? Sorry, I have an awkward camera angle today. Trying to stay out of everybody's way. Alright, so I feel resistance, so I assume it's rooted somewhere down there. There we go. Oh, and this one has split too, so this is actually two vines. Here's the second one. Oh my gosh. I also think because I'm recording in here, I'm going to overheat, because this room is hot. There's a pellet stove like right there, maybe 6 feet that way, behind the camera I mean. But yeah. So there's aerial roots all over the place on this, and I'm just going to tuck them right in there. Not the best angle, huh? Let me point you down some so you can kind of see what I'm doing. Okay, I guess maybe that's slightly better. I don't know. Is that better? Oop. Where's the top cut? I definitely want that. They're so tiny. Look how little those leaves are. They're ridiculously wee. But cute! I'm just gonna probably let this grow until it's the same way that was, if you want the truth of it. What used to live in there? Begonias. I think a begonia maybe, used to live in this, and I forgot about it, and that didn't go well, because this one here does breathe. So, you know, some, like, terrariums and jars you put plants in are pretty airtight. This is not that way. This wasn't completely airtight, it just had a cork lid, and it would kind of wobble a little bit on there, so there was some airspace. But, yeah, not all jars are created equal. I think this will be okay, though. I'll just put it somewhere warm and bright, and we'll see if it grows or if everything turns to mush. It might. It might. I want some of these bigger leaves. Not that there's many, but there's some before it started, like, crowding itself out. I would love to grow a beautiful Brantianum. Some people can. I am not one of them people. It's such a pretty, like, look at that leaf. It's a wee little bitty thing, but man, it's pretty. Great day. They're growing all upside down and sideways and stuff. Growing every which way. So yeah, I hope it does well. And this is not terribly wet, so I will give it some moisture before I throw it somewhere to fend for itself. I will moisten it. I don't know if I'm going to plant anything right back in this jar right away. Sorry, speech is hard today. Speech is hard every day. What am I talking about? I don't know. I mean, stuff. Some of this stuff did surprisingly well. Other things not so good. It had baby tears in it, which I think is a type of Pilea. It also has, well, it still has some peperomia in there. It's a little bitty one. And I do see some surviving begonia. Not much. I talked about it not too long ago, and there's not a lot of the begonia really left. So, a stray leaf here and there. I don't know. I might try to repot that, or yeah, repot it in here. Not sure. There is an awful lot of Brantianum in here, though. Oh, I broke that. That's fine. Oh, gosh. Oh, those are really long roots from that Brantianum. Okay. It was like rooted from the node. Oh, and I pulled out some of one of the begonias. Like, look how wee that is. That is so sad. Can you see it? I don't know if we're focusing at all. But, yeah. I guess we'll plunk him over here in a corner. We'll plunk him right there. Live! Grow! The absurdity. Okay. This is the one I was fidgeting with. I don't know that it needs that much root, but here we are. I'll just kind of coil it up and plunk it in somewhere, right here. I will give you a better view of this too, like top down, so you can see what's going on here. Oh, I ripped a leaf off. A begonia leaf. Oh my goodness. Okay. Some of this is really well rooted. Well, alright. We'll give it a trim. Right there. And plunk it. Let's tuck it in. Pull all the dead plant material off of it. Alright. That'll be fine, right? And of course I'm making a mess because that's what I do. Hold on, I want to see what's in here. Oh, I did let go on the bottom of this apparently. There's some begonia. I don't know what it was. It looks kind of fuzzy on the front, and the backs are very red. It's not a cane begonia. Oh, and it's got little green speckles on it. I'm dropping it. Okay, we'll stick these in here too. Why not? I don't know. I think if I gave all of this more light, it would be happier, but... the heck kind of peperomia is that? It is so tiny. I'll show you the best I can here. Some sort of peperomia, I guess. Kind of green with like a little bit of an orangey pink on it. We'll tuck it in there as well. Why not? I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? It's going to die. This is even more sad peperomia. Which looks like it's lost all its roots. And most of its leaves. I think they're going to go back in the jar. Which I might freshen that soil up just a smidge. Set that aside. Even more of that peperomia. Ugh, that just looks bad. I don't think so. Oh, it's like brittle. It's just breaking. That piece was anyway. Yuck. That's so weird. All these begonia leaves that have dropped off, that are just kind of hanging out there. They're not really growing, but they don't look dead. But there's no rooting or anything happening there. That's very strange. Huh. Okay. I am making a big old mess. There was like sphagnum moss or something growing in here also. I don't know, some sort of like green mossy nonsense. Like, it just looks like green fluff. But it was like growing up the side of the container in some places. Like there's more there. I don't know if you can see for the glare from the ring light, but... You know what, I think I'm going to have to clean this out completely because there's like a lot of just random roots sitting around in here. Soil clumps from when I potted the other plants. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to wait to replant this because I don't know. I think I want clean soil before I do that. And maybe give the jar a scrub since it's been so long. Okay. Let's do some more Brantianum in here though. We have another piece with plenty of root somewhere here. Which one are you? I really, really, really like the way that these look. These terrarium jars. Oh, it's already split there and that leaf is going. Maybe I won't use that one. Okay, there's more higher up. I really, really like the way terrarium jars and terrarium like cases and stuff like that look. Like, once they get happy, you know, when they get going and growing. But I'm not the best at maintaining some of them. The only reason that one did so well is because it was pretty much, it was fairly airtight. And I think that was the secret to success with that one. But I don't know. Because I didn't have to constantly water it or anything. Like, the main concern was just trying to keep it in enough light. Which you would think would be fairly easy with a jar. I mean, it's just one jar, just move it somewhere bright. It wasn't easy for me. For whatever reason, I struggled to get it in a good location and keep it in a good location. So, I don't want to fill this too much because I know it's gonna really take off at some point, if it's anything like this anyway. I don't know. I might just chop some of this up and propagate it. Let's do that since we're thinking of it. Somewhere I have a cup. We're gonna put it right in a cup of water. I'm just gonna drop the mess back into this jar for now till I can take it out and compost it. Gosh. Because it's making me twitch. If you want the truth, that's the truth. Oh my goodness. Alright. I don't know how many of these I can fit in water. It's not that many, actually. Like, considering the knot that came out of there. So it's a lot of vine, not necessarily a lot of leaf. It's enough leaf, I guess. I can feel them getting dry and brittle that quick, though. All these aerial roots, I mean. That quickly. They're drying out. So I might have to stop in a moment and go find some water. Because I do want to give them a chance to survive. And I don't know if drying completely would be conducive to that. So, that's my logic anyway. There's not even a leaf on that one. Or, I guess there was, but I ripped it off. Okay. I'm not keeping the dirt clumps, because I don't think they're going to do well in water. Oof, I went through some of my propagations earlier, and let's see, like the Jose Bono, it's doing nothing. Nothing, no rooting at all yet. And the Monstera aurea, a lot of the aerial roots that it already had on that plant just are rotted. Rotted. So I've cleaned them up, cut off rot, and put fresh water in, and now we wait. Now we wait. Let's hurry up and wait longer with a lot of plants, isn't it? I'm not fooling with those guys, or this thing. Ooh, ooh, ooh. That one looks good. Such tiny little leaves. So many tiny leaves. Look, there's a bigger one. Oh, and of course it's broken. That one will do. That pellet stove is getting really loud. Anyway, camera overheated, which I knew was going to happen, but I've put water in these guys. These are some of the cuttings, just single leaf cuttings. And then squirted a little bit of water in here. I don't want to oversaturate it. Does that make sense? I don't know. But anyway, it looks weird, but it's fine. Okay, so that's done. I'll show you closer. Oh, what this looks like at the end, like top down. I almost made a mess of that. I'm going to set it under the table for the moment so it's out of my way. Alright, here I have Dischidia Million Hearts, the variegated one. It's so cute. I don't do well. That is really making some noise. I don't do well with Dischidia in general, but I do think it's a lovely plant. I have Dischidia Oriantha right here that looks like it's going to die at any moment. And it probably will. I don't know. If it makes it to spring, it'll be okay. It does like the greenhouse, and it bounced back pretty enthusiastically last year. Oh, this is really quite moist still. But I am going to up pot it a tiny bit. And when I say a tiny bit, I really do mean just a very tiny bit. this is the pot that I'm putting it in, so it's not a whole lot of difference. All right, I forgot my soil. Oh, this jar here, it's just got leaves that were basically too tiny for me to worry with, or I just got sick of chopping them up. It's a combination of the two. But I'm going to compost that and wash that later. So we'll fill that again at some other point in the future. Get my soil up here. Are you staring at that crooked outlet? Don't squish it. Okay. Now the pellet stove has gone quiet. I don't know what's going on with that thing. Yeah. So I'm just up-putting this guy just a smidge. It was drying pretty fast. Apparently I just watered it and forgot that I watered it very recently. Which doesn't surprise me. Because it is me. And I forget all sorts of things. All the time. Am I going off the... I might have been off the edge of the screen there. Sorry if I was. I don't know why I was going over so far with it. But yeah, I'm just... like I said, it's drying fast, so I just wanted a slightly larger pot and also freshening up the soil. And where it was actually much wetter than I anticipated, I'm going to let that dry. I might not water that today. Normally, if I'm up-potting things or repotting things, I will go ahead and water them, but if they're pretty wet or boggy, especially, I'm not going to do that. That one wasn't boggy or anything, but I just don't think it needed to be watered. Okay, and then the next one, they're drying pretty fast. It's, who are you? Silver pasta. That's what it says, silver pasta philodendron. Philodendron pastasanum silver, which I just recently got these, I don't know, a couple weeks ago maybe? Maybe 2 weeks ago, if even that long. And the soil is just, it dries really quick, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I have them in the cabinet. I say them because there's two that I'm getting ready to repot. The other one, Pinnatifidum, Columbia. It says fiddly philodendron. It's not. It's Philodendron Columbia. And they're just drying. They're drying really fast. They're in the greenhouse tent thing that I have set up in the other room. I'm pointing that way because in relation to where I am, that's where that is. I just want to get them in something maybe a little that'll allow water to flow more freely through it. Does that make sense? So, my old soil bin. Sorry, I keep checking to see if I'm overheating again. It's very hot in here. Uh-oh. I think my pellet stove is shutting itself down. That would not be great if we were to lose heat now. I broke the pellet stove. I don't know, it's actually been making that noise since before I pulled it apart to clean it. It's just worse today, which could just be because it's today, or it could be because I pulled it apart to clean it. I don't know. I would hate to have to go buy another one today. I don't know. We'll worry about that later. This has nice roots, though. I mean, I didn't even bother to show you. I'm so distracted by the whole pellet stove thing. So that's cool. I do love roots. It's actually pretty dry, and I just watered it day before yesterday, I think. And things generally in that greenhouse tent stay kind of wet for a while, it seems like. Oh, it has babies, and I really want to pluck them off. I really do, and pot them separate. 1, 2, 3, it looks like it has. But I'm not gonna do it. Not yet. Not yet, because they are so tiny, and I'm pretty sure I just kill them, because it would take such a small pot to pot them in. I'm not doing a very good job at loosening these roots either. And I don't know that I'm gonna, like, go out of my way to make it happen. I'm just knocking some of this soil off. I wasn't gonna go up a pot size, but looking at those roots, I might. I had plans for these pots. This size. Alright. Ooh, I'm gonna do it. I might shouldn't, but I'm gonna. Move it toward the back of the pot a bit. Yeah. Okay. Because this one is definitely crawling. I was gonna pull it, but I don't think I am. I think I'm just gonna let it crawl. Seems happy crawling. It's pretty. I know that. I don't know. I tend to be very much on the if it's not broke, don't fix it train of thought with plants for the most part. So, yeah. Crawlers just take up so much room. They really do. They eat space like nobody's business. And I know you can get them to climb, but I just don't think I want to do that. Maybe if one of these smaller ones gets, you know, a little bit more mature, then maybe I'll pluck one of them off and try that up a pole. Because right now they're still growing upright. They haven't like leaned over and started to crawl yet. I don't know if you've ever grown teeny tiny crawlers, but they don't crawl right away. It usually takes them a little bit to get there. Or at least the ones I have grown have been that way. Which I think the only crawlers I grow or have grown previously is Gloriosum, which I did propagate that from little teeny babies, some of it. And then the Philodendron Summer Glory. I also had little teeny babies of that, and they took a while to crawl. So, okay. Now I've made it very kind of wobbly and unstable, but I'm hopeful that when I give this guy a water, it'll shore it up a little bit. Snug it up. Alright. Did you even see that? Am I holding it so high you can't see it? There we go. So, it's got a little bit of room at this front end of the pot to, you know, continue crawling along. Alright, set that over there. And then the next one was the silver pasta. Silver pasta philodendron, the pastazanum. Which it looks like it's going to be a climber just from the way it's growing. Like, can you see in there? It's making no effort to like lean and crawl or anything yet. I don't know. Does it say? It doesn't say on here. It just says it likes warmth and humidity. Keep it moist. Okay. Okay. Decent enough roots. And this one is a little bit more damp still. Excuse me, a little bit more damp still than the other one was. I think I watered them at the same time on the same day. This seems to be a very, like, peat-heavy mix. Maybe it's cocoa coir. I think that's peat. But I don't think I want to put this in as big a pot as I did that. I'm pretty sure I'm not. I don't know if I have one bigger than what it came out of, though. Oh, look at that. Costa Farms pot. I'll use anything. I'll put a plant in anything. I believe in reusing and recycling and reducing waste where I can. So, I'm getting a lot of that off, but it still hasn't like really loosened the roots there that were wrapped around the side of the pot. I don't really want to tear them up. Seems like every time I go to mess with roots here lately, I'm just ripping roots. Which, I mean, I know it's not going to kill the plant if I damage some roots, but I don't wanna. So, I'm not. This is a really pretty plant. It makes me think of Plumanii, very much so. Which I did have until recently. I had it for a few years, actually. And it died back to the stump again. I don't know, spider mites, underwatering, various things probably contributed to the demise of that plant. But I got tired of messing with it, and I pitched the stump. I'd had enough. I'd had enough. Maybe I'll try with that plant again in the future, but it's not something I'm actively looking for just now. Speaking of things I'm looking for, I'm not really actively looking for any plants just now, but I was thinking about making a wish list. Because there are plants that I'm like, I see them and I'm like, wow, that is really cool. And if I do like see that plant, those particular plants, I'll grab them. I will grab them. If I have the money, I will grab them. I should put it that way. Depending on the price, of course, because some plants are still very expensive. And I don't know, I kind of twitch a little bit for the high dollar stuff. I keep wanting to creep off the edge of the screen. I forgot that the camera is closer than I have recently been recording with it. It's usually a bit further away than it is right now. Ugh. Oh, this one's got a new leaf coming. Hopefully this repotting doesn't upset it too terribly. I think it'll be alright. Okay, so it's only a slightly larger pot with nice new fresh soil, and these will both get watered. Oh, so pretty. Humble opinion. I really like the weird flat petiole. It's cool looking. Hello, bee. Hello. Alright, give me a hot second. I'm going to talk to myself for like 2 minutes. You can go around. You're not going to bother anything. Okay. I'm done recording, I think. You're done? Yeah, I just got to finish. Oh, she's hitting the camera. That's it. I think I'm done for the day. I was going to try to pot up this. You can't even see it. Even more philodendron burley marks, but I just don't have it in me today. I don't think the camera can stand the heat much longer. And I'm going to check out that pellet stove and see what's going on. Bree says hi. I don't know where my actual mic, or no, I killed the actual mic, the lapel mic. I'm buying a new one, but it won't be here till like New Year's. All right, let me finish my video. But that's gonna do it for me. I'm gonna go make some dinner and check out that pellet stove, see why it's making that horrible noise. Thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me, and come back and check me out again soon. Bye.